What's going on, folks? Welcome to Ask SchaeferArt, where I answer questions from subscribers. Today, the question is, what would you do if you had to start over right now and learn painting and drawing again? Basically, if I got stripped of my skills and I had to start over, I guess. I mean, that really gets my gears turning here. So what I would do, I would start out with drawing again. I would go straight into drawing because drawing is the foundation for all art. You have to know how to draw if you're going to draw something at least representational, something realistic. You got to have the drawing skills. So I would start drawing. I would go to an atelier if that was a route that I could take, or I would learn something online, go to an online atelier, something cheap, basically get some books if I had to. There's great classical drawing books out there to read. I would do what I've already done and what I've continued to do, is just get information from all sources, really try to have a full understanding of everything that I possibly can. And I would spend a lot of my time practicing that once I learned it. And I'd probably alternate. I'd probably read and learn a little bit, figure out some of those techniques, learn a little bit more, practice more techniques. So I would do a lot of sketching, a lot of drawing from life. I would draw still lifes, cast drawings, do all kinds of things, and then slowly make my way into monochrome painting. So I would paint with black and white. It doesn't really matter the medium. Maybe I'd start out with like gouache because it's kind of in between oils and watercolor. So gouache has the simplicity of watercolor where it's like easy to use, water based, very easy to, simple, quick to use, but not as complicated as oils, with the chemicals and everything. So I'd probably start out with gouache because you can re-wet it, blend it out, and then I would move, but I would use black and white. And then I would slowly move to like a limited palette, maybe like a Zorn palette or red, yellow, blue type of palette. And I would just do that for probably like the first few years of my painting journey. That's what I did when I was with acrylics. When I started out painting with acrylics, I used a limited palette for the first like 4 or 5 years. I just used red, yellow, blue, and then I started adding in a brown, and then like I used like a gray with it. So I would slowly start moving into an expanded palette because you have to understand the basics, the very fundamentals of values, white and black, and that's drawing. And then I would move that into painting, so I would do painting with white and black, or just black when you're using water-based paint like watercolor. You would just use black and thin it down with water, and that would be your white. And then I would just slowly move over months and years to an expanded palette. And maybe along the way I'd play with other stronger colors. I'd start mixing up color charts, figuring out how color reacts, and start using different tools, different mediums, different things to paint on. I would paint on paper, paint on oil primed surfaces versus gesso. I'd figure all this stuff out and just play around, and slowly make my way to figuring out what I like best. And that's how I would go about it. But definitely start out with drawing, black and white values, focus on that, draw from life as much as possible, and then slowly move that into painting black and white, monochrome, limited palette. Anyway, hope that answered your question. If you have a question for me, post it down below and I'd be sure to answer it in a future episode. Be sure to check out my other Ask SchaeferArt videos and episodes and other videos on the screen right now. Greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching. Take care. Peace.